Hi there, this is grape jelly day today. So we're getting the tools together to go get grapes. We're going to do a double batch. So I'm looking for 6 pounds of grapes. 3 pounds of grapes would be a normal batch, because 3 pounds of grapes is supposed to give you 4 cups of juice. So this is using Dale Calder's recipe that he did on his video a year or so ago, and I used it last year and it was very good, very successful. But it's a very simple recipe. I think it's the Certo recipe. So I have sterilized, because I have it, I use this for wine making. This is potassium metabisulfate. So I've sterilized my cooking container and this bucket and the colander over there, and I've zeroed my scale so that it's got the weight of this bucket. So we're going to go and see if we can get 6 pounds of grapes. Oh, I also have my canner. It's starting. I've got that on heat. That's on. I'm going to sterilize these jars. There's 8 1-pint jars in here, just in case nobody had seen this done before. So it's filled up. The jars are filled up with water, and it's probably the first thing you want to put on, because it takes a while for it to boil that much water. So it'll take a while, but it'll be working away while I'm going to put it on high. Anyway, so that's it for now. I'll come back when there's grapes. Hi, back again. Nice day for picking grapes. This is October the 7th. And it's a Wednesday. So this is where we're at now. That's a few minutes of picking. This is, I guess, about an average size. Some of them are a little bigger, some of them smaller. You can see compared to my hand. This is a Concord grape, and it's seeded. So there's 3 pounds. We're going to put another 3 pounds in there, and maybe a little bit more, because we actually need 3 pounds of grapes, not stems. So probably put in an extra pound. See where that takes us. So that's it for now. Continue filling until we got 7 pounds, I guess. Yeah, so almost a full bucket, 9 quarts of grapes with the stems. That equals 7.5 pounds roughly. So we really only need 6 pounds of grapes, but I'm hoping that by the time the stems are out we'll still have just over 6. So that's the next job. Take the grapes off the stems, or de-stem, and have some coffee first. We'll go to the picnic table, and as soon as it's a nice day I can do that out here. So I'll be back. Oh, and having picked that bucket, there's still lots more. This is the 3rd year of this vine. Two plants, one in each corner. I have my grape eating companion here. So as you can see, lots of grapes still left to pick. So I might do one more batch of jelly, depending on how this one works. and then the rest will go to wine. So these will all get picked. I was hoping for a frost, because frost helps, it makes them sweeter, but I think the weather's pretty settled for a while now, a couple of weeks maybe. So that's it for now. I'll be back when we have the grapes picked. So there's the grapes from that white bucket full. We have a full colander, and that's gone from just under 7.5 to just under 6.5 pounds, which is probably perfect for what I want. There's the stems. So I guess there's almost a pound of stems and not so good grapes, and I'm pretty fussy about what grapes I put in. So any that are shriveled and split and dry I don't put in. So anyway, there you go. That's where we're at. Next stage is to wash them, run some water through them, and then mash them in the pot and cook them. So I'll see you in a while. So back again. This is starting to steam, so the jars will be sterilised soon. I'll let that get to a rolling boil. It's just starting to bubble. And we're just going to run some water through the grapes. And we're going to mash them in a stock pot. That's all. Back again soon. Hi, this is just a quick the sterilising solution, the potassium metabisulfate. You can do 5 teaspoons in 2 litres of water. So yeah, see. So you just wash everything, including the pot, in the solution. So you stir in 5 teaspoons, or you can double that if you need more. So 4 litres is 10, so on. So I've done the cheesecloth and the masher. Everything that I'm going to use has all been sterilised. I will just rinse everything off. So that was all just to show you what to do with the sterilising solution. You get this potassium metabisulfate from a winemaking store. Okay, thanks. So this is the grapes being mashed. Just need them all split. See if we can do this one-handed. Got some going all over the place here. Anyway, you get the idea. So we'll be back again later. Okay, so the grapes are cooking or stewing, I guess, and I'm supposed to add a half cup of water. So we'll add that. Not sure what that's for, but I don't think Dale did either. And this is Dale's recipe, and via the Certo recipe, I think. But anyway, so this is them cooking. This has to cook or bring to the boil, and then simmer for 10 minutes covered, and then you strain it through cheesecloth into another pan. So we'll be back. Okay, we're back again. This is the the grapes boiling. So we're going to turn the heat down a little and just simmer it for 10 minutes. So we'll turn this heat down probably to medium high. We'll see, I'll check again on it in a few minutes. We'll put the lid back on. That's it. Be back again. Back again. We're putting the grape, after 10 minutes of simmering, we're putting the grapes through the strainer. This is just a piece of cheesecloth held on a 4-quart pot. So that's where we're at. We're just spooning it over until we get it down low enough that we can pour it safely. I'm not sure whether I'm going to have enough room in my bag here for all the grapes, because I normally do a single. This is a double batch, so I probably should have done this on a bigger pot. But anyway, there you go. You get the idea. Be back again later. So this is it draining in the cheesecloth, and it's still pretty hot, so when it cools down a little, excuse my shaky hands, I will squeeze as much as I can out of it, and then it's back on the stove again. So back again soon. So that's the bag squeezed. I could squeeze some more, but you have to be careful that you don't put a hole in the cheesecloth. So you have to be quite gentle when you're squeezing it. But that's the bag squeezed out, and that's the total juice. I think we have, looks like 2 quarts. Or is that 2 litres? 2 litres, I guess, yes. Litres is on the left, I think. That scale, whether that's visible. So 2 litres of juice from 6.5 pounds of grapes, with nothing added. This is just the grape juice. So there you go. Tied off and hung off the cabinet. You could just let that drip for but it would take a long time, so it's better to help it. Anyway, that's enough for now. Okay, quick update. We're doing the juice now. We've got to bring that to a boil, and we've got to add 14 cups of sugar because this is a double batch. So while that's coming up to the boil, I'm taking my sterilised jars out, ready. So I thought I'd just show you doing one of them. I have to put you down here. Sorry about that, but that's all that is. Just drain them, bring them out, and then turn them up when you're ready. And I'll bring all the rings and lids out too. So that's where we're at right now. So all the sugar's added, 14 cups, and stirred, and now it's heating up. Next will be to put the butter. I'm going to put the butter in now, and then the Certo. which will be two 85 milliliter packs. Everything is ready to go. Once this is boiling, it has to have a minute, 1 minute of boiling after the Certo is put in, and then taken off the boil, and then it can be put in the jars, although I might let it cool just slightly. I want to crack the jars. Although they're warm, they've just come out of the canning bath. So that's where we're at right now. This is the Certo. They're 85 mils. 2 pouches because it's a double batch. That's all for now. So I just added the butter. There's, well, it's supposed to be 2 half teaspoons of butter. I got a little bit more, I guess, maybe. But that helps with the foaming. It's supposed to reduce the foaming. So that's where we're at. I am back again. Sorry about the noise. I'm competing with the combine out the back. He's combining the soybeans today. So I've just put 1 pouch of Certo in. I'm just going to put the other one in. So it's a little difficult doing this one-handed. Okay, so once this is all in, it has to be timed for exactly a minute. And then taken off the heat. Okay, I'll be back when I'm ready to put it in the jars. So there's the result. So you end up with 7 pint jars, I guess, and whatever the small one is, I forget what size they are. So that's from 6.5 pounds of grapes. So they now have to have their lids put on and go into the canning bath, and then brought to the boil, and then boiled for 5 minutes. So yeah, that is the end result. 1 full, 1 empty can, and 7.5 jars perhaps. So looks good. Lids on next. That's all for now. I just wanted to show the tool. Dale mentioned it, but this is how it works. So it's a kind of depth gauge so that you know how much to put in. This one's right on the money. That one's a little light, and that one's a little light. But I don't have any more. That's a little light. That one's close. That one's on the money. That one's on the money. It's pretty close. So that's all. It's just a gauge. You put it on the top of the jar. There's 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and so on. Just to show you how it gets used. I thought I'd just show another tool. This is to get the, this is in a sterilising solution, because I had to use an extra jar, so I sterilised the lid instead of boiling it. I used a sterilising solution. This is a little magnet. It's good for fishing your lids out of boiling water. So I just show how it's used. It's a good little magnet. And doesn't want to let go. Anyway, you get the idea. So that's that. And this is the measuring tool for the lids. Somewhat self-explanatory. And then this is the jars in the canner. And heat's on again. Water still hot somewhat from earlier. So we'll put the lid on. And once that's a rolling boil, it's supposed to go for 5 minutes, and then pull them out, sit on the counter for 12 hours, and they should be sealed. The lids should pop. There should be a dent in each lid that tells you that it's sealed. There should be a little impression right in the center of the lid. And sometimes when you take them out of the canner, within 10 minutes they pop. You hear them make a crack or a pop noise, and that's the lid indenting. So all the air has been driven out. So that's it. We will come back when they're completely done, and we'll try some of the jam tomorrow maybe. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Okay, so that's the end product. There's 7 500ml jars and 1 250ml jar. So that came from 6.5 pounds of grapes, or close to 3 kilos of grapes. And it produced, the grapes themselves produced 2 litres pretty much exactly of juice, and then by the time you add 14 cups of sugar, because it's a double batch, this is what you end up with. So the 4 would make 2 litres, and then when you add the sugar you end up with 3.5 extra, with the volume increased by the sugar. So I guess the next thing to do is to taste it, and that will be tomorrow. It's got to sit for 12 hours now, and they've all the lids have all dented. Whether they, I guess it kind of shows. They've all popped, so it seems to have sealed well. Excuse me. So that's it. That's this batch. I might make one more batch, and then the rest will be for wine. So thanks for watching.